Welcome to another edition of the Nerds Light Podcast. We're your host today, JayRow.
And Crump Casso.
Welcome. We got Black Uchiha back in the building for part 2 of the X-Men conversation. Where we left off talking about Graydon Creed and the, what was the name of that group? Friends of Humanity?
Oh yeah, Friends of Humanity, yeah. AKA on site for any media.
Like, just to see all that stuff they were doing, like, it was crazy. Like, it was, they were some savages, boy. They did not care. They were over there orchestrating events so mutants could be either put in jail or be hurt instead, just so they could. It was like, we left off. It was like, she's like, "What did we ever do to you? What did we ever do to you?" He was like, "You were born."
Yeah. It's like he didn't hide his racism, or his
he
put it simple. You was born,
so it was so funny because I was telling Elwood about this the other day, and I was watching a basketball video, and this dude was funny. So you remember basketball was the big Sentinel, the one that was creating the
Oh yeah.
So this dude, and Trask is the one who created him. He's not like he doesn't like these. So what it was, Senator Kelly, Robert Kelly, the guy who was he was about to become president. He was about to become president. So he was like, they rescued him from Magneto when Magneto got captured him. And basketball had just created a Sentinel. And then Trask is like, Sentinel, take Senator Kelly back to his campaign headquarters. And the Sentinel was like, no. And it was like, no. And then he said, basketball, this Sentinel's defective. And he said, negative, that Sentinel is not defective. I am giving the orders now. He said, you're going to replace Senator Kelly's brain with a computer. I was like, oh, this dude funny. Then Trask is over there mad because they captured my basketball now. He's like, basketball, you don't understand. We built you to protect humans from mutants. And he was like, that is not logical. Mutants are humans. And then, like, it felt like the Sentinel shattered that guy's thinking, because it was like, all that racism doesn't make sense now. It's like a robot broke it down to him. It says basketball was like, it's basically like humans must be protected for themselves. Nah. Yeah, man, a robot had to break it down to him. I was like, dang.
But it still didn't break you, like Creed, he forever go, especially when his pops, was Sabretooth, he thought it was a mutant, Yeah. I remember the time it was Beast, Gambit, Cyclops, and Wolverine. They were at like a bar or whatever, and like something happened with some mutant outside, and like Creed and them, they were all out there. They had the assault rifles, everything shooting at them. Beast took the assault rifle from one of the guys. Creed took out the camera and told him, look what this mutant's doing. He's carrying a weapon. I was like, this dude, like he's so smart of trying to making mutants look bad at any point, at any point.
Do you remember Wolverine infiltrated the group? And he was like, because Wolverine was like, I ran into a mutant in the alleyway and I gave him a good old licking. He said, I like your style, Mr. Logan.
Yo, Creed was so enticed about how Wolverine was telling how he was whooping his mutant ass, He was like, tell me more.
It's like that guy walked through the day, boy, he was happy. But yeah, it was. Go ahead.
Matter of fact, remember the part where Apocalypse had created the virus, but he was posing as a scientist.
Yeah.
And then when he transformed into Apocalypse, Creed, he passed out. He was like, "Oh, you're a mutant." And Apocalypse like, I'm far beyond mutants, as mutants are far from beyond. When Creed passed out, I was through, Yo, then later on the episode, like he got infected. I can't remember if he got punched or thrown into or whatever. He got infected. Like Beast was carrying him, and like this dude was literally dying. He told us, "Yo, get your filthy hands off me." Yo, if he died, this dude still gonna hate, man.
That's crazy, man. Like, and then so since we're on the animated series, who would you say is your least favorite villain in the series?
Least favorite, yo.
Or let's just be real. One you don't like.
Lady Deathstrike, yo. It's like you were so hurt that Wolverine won't throw you to D no more, so you just transform yourself into something like him or whatever. Try to be like him. It's like I like that. Like, I like the episode that introduced, you know what I'm saying, the aliens and the going to the field and stuff like that. But I hate it with Lady Deathstrike or whatever. Mm-hmm. The whole point of that.
That's actually really good. I actually don't know who mine would be. I like a lot of the villains, so I don't know if I can even pick a least favorite. But I gotta admit, Lady Deathstrike is probably a good answer because that's probably a good answer. I don't know who I'd pick though.
Well, I can tell you what I didn't like the phalanx thing. I didn't like that at all.
Who's that?
You remember the phalanx when it was like that virus that was it was, you remember Beast was the main character in that episode, Beast Forge. It was the Magneto was a part of that, Quicksilver was a part of it. And like it basically took over the whole world. And then Beast and them went to the hub and they took out the computer. And then it was so the thing was basically it was the good phalanx and there was a bad phalanx. The bad phalanx was the good phalanx's wife. The wife got infected, so she started infecting everything else. And because you remember Wolverine, because they captured Sabretooth and they put him in the X-Mention, but it wasn't really Sabretooth. It was the phalanx clone. And Wolverine was like, he was sniffing about it. He said, I don't know who you are, but you're not who you think you are. I don't know how you know all this information. And then so Wolverine had to tell him it's not real, like get away. But I never liked that thing. I've never it was like kind of, I just didn't like it. It was just kind of corny.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but even the way you describe it, I'm just thinking like, yeah, I don't know if I would rock with that too much either.
I think I kind of remember, but I had to see the episode, what you're talking about. I think it's like a vague memory of what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like yellow and black. Like that's what the characters were. Like the phalanx people. It was yellow and black.
I had to look it up. I can't remember.
Look it up when you get a chance. But yeah, I didn't like them. I didn't like some of the sinister villains too. I thought they were kind of corny. Let me see.
Now, I mean, if you're talking like henchmen wise, and they ain't really villains or whatever, but I ain't like, you know what I'm saying, I was about to say mole people, but
the Morlocks?
What's the people that's the Morlocks? I ain't really like them like that.
Yeah.
I think they could have done something more with that, as far as just them, like, hey, they're underground or whatever. Like they could have done like maybe some type of war where like, hey, you know, nobody's really talking about us. You know, we're most of us are disfigured, whatever. So, you know, we played vengeance against humans and other mutants, whatever. They could have did more of that. And I didn't really like just that one episode or whatever, especially when like Storm all of a sudden developed like claustrophobic.
Oh yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
But it wasn't really she developed it. It was like that was very early into the show when it happened.
I mean, yeah, because when they were training the Danger Room, she did that too.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, she just, when I say develop, it's like, okay, they showed it then, never said anything about it or how she got it or whatever, and then showed it again when they did the Molochs. And it's like, you know, you just here and there. So I didn't really like it. And then she became leader, where you're not even third in command of the X-Men. But my favorite, I guess, saga or whatever, and far as how like everything came around was like when Apocalypse was like, snatching all the psychics.
Oh yeah.
Because you start seeing more of like the comic X-Men for us, like villains.
Yeah.
Got people who were on the X-Men, original X-Men, stuff like so finally introducing Psylocke. Because I was like, yo, when they gonna bring in Psylocke, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's crazy too, man, because the X-Men roster is huge. It's huge. Like it can't just be the 7 of those in the animated series that's living in that mansion. It's like a whole bunch of X-Men, and they only showed those 7. Like I get it. They had to condense it for the show because you don't want to have like a big roster to keep up with. But it'd be nice to see them alternate back and forth every once in a while. Who's a part of the missions and stuff. It would just been a nice look.
Yeah, I think that would have been dope.
And Jordan, I don't know if you heard, they are coming out with a remake of the new show. I mean, of the old show.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so it's coming out next year.
Oh, that should be dope.
So they're gonna and hopefully they expand the roster. Like, I mean, it's still gonna be the original 7, the ones that were in the old TV show.
Yeah.
But hopefully you see more of Psylocke and more of Angel now.
Yeah.
And the other X-Men characters like Colossus and Kitty. We haven't seen Kitty Pryde yet in this joint. We got to see her.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where X-Men Evolution came in. Like I like the fact that now you're introducing like Kitty and all them, some new guys. Nightcrawler. And I like how they started young or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then when you had like later on, you had like Gambit, Colossus, like was on Magneto's side. I get you got to introduce these characters now, but it's like, okay, come on, these guys ain't bad guys, especially not Colossus. Gambit's kind of
right.
Gambit's kind of like be a neutral player before being himself, but eventually you got to bring him over to the side. But I like the spinoff and just the different look from it, though. But at least like I didn't really like Spike. I didn't like him.
You saw Storm's nephew.
Yeah.
I'm glad they got rid of him when they can.
I like Spike. I like Spike's potential. I guess I should say. Like I like what he could have been, but I feel like they kind of made him kind of lame on Evolution. Like I feel like I just feel like his character was kind of like very, I don't want to say boring, but kind of like forgettable. But I feel like he could have been dope. They did more with him.
Yeah, you're right. But I think forgettable is a good word for it. Yeah. I feel like they had to have like some Black representation for it for us, like outside of Storm. So they picked that character to do that. I mean, I just thought he was a very forgettable character.
Yeah.
I didn't like Rogue for as like the whole golf thing that she had going on. And then, then this Rogue, I understand, okay, she didn't get, the super strength and the flight ability right away, but it's like, you saw the original for so long of Rogue then, and then now, so.
Yeah.
And then, the original Rogue, she had body. Like, that was another thing that got me on the show. She had whole body on.
Now, the reason why they did that golf thing was because at the time frame when the show was made, that's when it was style. It was cool.
I mean, I understand it, but it's like, and just her person, like I said, with the original Rogue, she was like confident, not like shy, not knowing who she is, stuff like that. And I understand that they're kids or whatever, but you still have to have, some part about them of, going into the adulthood. Like Cyclops was still, you can tell that Boy Scout, listen to everything Professor X wanted, even though he kind of rebelled a little bit, but just being a teenager, he rebelled some, but he was still listening to everything Professor X was telling him and still, trying to get the X-Men on page with what everything was doing. Like I said, Jean was still the same. Storm was the same. Wolverine was still the same. It's just, I didn't like the whole unsurety, with Rogue herself.
Yeah.
I think the Brotherhood on that show was more developed than it was on the original X-Men show.
I agree. I like the Brotherhood on X-Men Evolution.
Yeah, because I like I like Pyro and Avalanche, but I like, you know, the whole Blob and Toad. You know, really getting Toad more shine than the original show.
Yeah, and that was my first introduction to Blob too. Like I didn't even know who he was before that show. So yeah,
the Blob on the old show was funnier. I thought it was funny. You remember him? He used to they used to thought they could punch that dude. Was like,
See, I remember him from the old show, but I guess I didn't really retain it. Like I didn't really I remember him being on there, but I don't really remember much about him on the original show.
He was just like Pyro and Avalanche. Like they were up there for like just maybe an episode and you wouldn't see him again to maybe like 13, 15 episodes later and still be like in here for a few minutes and that's it.
Yeah.
But I like how they did like bring them into being main villains. I guess villains, as you say, going against the X-Men or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's funny. You remember on that show when Scarlet Witch came, she changed the game on X-Men Evolution because the X-Men they always beat the Brotherhood on that show. But then when Scarlet Witch came, she beat all the X-Men by herself. It was just easy. Yeah, it just wasn't even like Princess said, they'll learn from this. They had that walk of shame after the fact. I was like, dang. Because if you remember on this show, Jean was more in the field than she was in the original show.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
I think everybody was in the field, and like I said, I remember, I guess you say season 2 when they started bringing like the new recruits. You saw Jubilee was in there, and other mutants that they I guess made up or whatever. But like I thought they were going to introduce, put Jubilee in there. Put a lot of the old original people start, putting them in there as they would get rid of like some of the old ones, like when Spike, when his power started, going out of whack or whatever, and like he was like this huge porcupine, he went down with the Morlocks. I thought, okay, they're gonna replace him with Jubilee was there, but then they didn't even do that.
I think didn't they replace him with like Iceman or something like that? Yeah, because Iceman was part of the final mission. Remember that final mission when they fought the Apocalypse 4 Horsemen and stuff?
Yeah, I mean he wasn't there permanently when he got left because like far as like the new recruits, you had him, you had Multiple Man or Multiple Boy, whatever, Cannonball, and what's the name that shoots like those little explosive dice or balls or whatever?
Boom Boom Girl.
Boom Boom.
Yeah, I remember her. Because she quit the X-Men, then she quit, because Nightcrawler liked her, and she quit and went with the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, X-Men was like, it wasn't a bad one, but I just think the old one was more of the classic one. That was like the one that just, I guess, I feel like it's more timeless. Like, I'm not sad if I don't see episodes of X-Men Evolution. I feel like I'm more sad if I didn't get a chance to see the old show like that. Because and then like I'm more pumped because the new show is coming back. I mean, the old show is coming back with new episodes compared to X-Men Evolution. Like I can care less about X-Men Evolution coming back.
Yeah, the original is always gonna be the best one. Like I said, I love like it's always gonna be the original for me. But then like X-Men Evolution has like I said, it's just a different spinoff of X-Men that I like that was still close to the original versus like X-Men and Wolverine or anything else.
Yeah, I like the thing about Wolverine and the X-Men that I thought was pretty cool was I like the fact that it had better fight scenes on that joint, and then also that even the storyline was actually pretty good. Like I thought the storyline for X-Men. So did you ever see Wolverine and X-Men, Jordan?
Yeah, I didn't watch a lot of it. I saw like a little bit of it, but I didn't watch.
Yeah, and I didn't see it until much later when it came out. So because it only lasted a season, and I didn't see it until like way later down the road. And I mean, I enjoyed the story because it was a good story. Like no one knew what happened after the X-Men blew up, and then Wolverine was gathering the X-Men back together again, and then but this time he had to do it under his leadership instead of how it was before. Like he loved it. And so
I tell y'all, man, like he the real leader. Like he keeps the X-Men together, yo.
Like, dude, no one say he doesn't have leadership capabilities. He's just not the leader of the X-Men.
He's the leader of the X-Men. Like nobody may not say it, you know what I'm saying, but he is the leader. Like I said, when you look at everything when it comes down to it, as far as like, you know what I'm saying, the ultimate battle of all, it's always gonna be Wolverine, you know what I'm saying? Wolverine's gonna be leading it. He's gonna be in the front line. Mm-hmm. Cyclops gonna be right there behind him, you know what I'm saying? He gonna give it orders, but everybody know who the real leader is. Like, you know what I'm saying, everybody knows what Wolverine's about. He you know what I'm saying, he's about, hey, you know, so we're gonna fight this person, we're gonna beat them, and that's gonna be it. Cyclops is gonna be like, okay, well, you know, so Professor X is gonna want us to do it this way. This is what we're gonna need to do. Instead of just win the battle.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna kill him, but just win the battle.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you had to pick, you know what I'm saying, who you want leading the squad. You know, you don't want, like I said, it's always gonna be about survival. And I'm gonna go with the guy who's gonna know how to survive versus the guy who's gonna want to take orders on what should we do, or you know what I'm saying, do what's right. I'm trying to survive. If I'm a mutant, like I said, at that time, I want to go with the guy that knows how to survive.
Yeah.
Do you remember on the old show, how Gambit and Cyclops was about to fight, and Cyclops was like, "You're just as bad as Wolverine. You just want to get away to lie around on the beach."
Yo, think about it, he says that, and then him and Jean, they go off, you know what I'm saying, on a bay vacation. Yo, it's like that's why I had to get like away from Cyclops. It's like he's so hypocritical. Like whatever you say about somebody, either the next episode or 2 episodes later, he's gonna be doing the same thing.
Dude, you know he was on a honeymoon, right?
I mean, so they can go on vacation, but you know what I'm saying, they other mutants can't. The other X-Men can't.
That's a honeymoon.
I mean, during that time, anybody tell y'all to get married? Y'all could have waited. Yo, because matter of fact, the scene he was talking about is when Gambit, Storm, and Jubilee was infiltrating Genosha. You know, it was basically a mission, but hey, they can't help it. It's like on a beach or whatever. You know, he says that. The next thing you know, they gone, you know what I'm saying, on a honeymoon, get captured. Now the whole X-Men got to help them.
See, this is what I'm telling you about, Jordan. Like this dude right here, he's gonna find ways to discredit Cyclops. And like, here's the thing, I'm with him majority of the time because I love Wolverine. Like I'm always gonna make sure Wolverine get his flowers. However, the thing with him is that you gotta get the other ones their flowers too. And that's why I'm like, I give Cyclops his flowers. Like this dude, he won't give Cyclops, but he won't give Cyclops anything outside of the fact that, oh, maybe you're a good leader once in a while. Like,
I mean, if you honestly, like I said, look at it. Like I said, I used to be Cyclops. Used to be my guy, but like growing up and like seeing things different now, it's like, hold up, you just said that, you know, what I'm saying, Wolverine can't do this, but now you doing this, and it's like, yo, like, so what? Where are your stand at? Like, what's your stand against? So like every time Wolverine goes off to do his thing, or you know, to take care of somebody out of his past or whatever, Cyclops got a grudge or whatever about it. But then the next episode, either, you know what I'm saying, Wolverine team got to save Cyclops, or he got to save Cyclops and Jean, but never says thank you. No, he never says
now, let's be real. Let's be real. Wolverine's the one with a whole laundry list full of enemies. Nobody else got that many enemies. Wolverine got the most enemies.
I mean, he does. The whole X-Men, he does. But if you look at it, none of those enemies have never attacked the mansion. Like Wolverine always makes sure he take care of that way out of sight, yo. Way out of sight. But Professor X enemies are always into the ones that attack the mansion. So like I said, I gotta go with my guy. Like Cyclops, like Wolverine's right here. Cyclops, he's kind of like down here somewhere. Like he gotta change though. Cyclops gotta change.
Yeah, since we talked about Wolverine, did y'all like, especially since Wolverine both of y'all favorite, did y'all like the Wolverine movie? Not like Logan.
I didn't like any of them.
Okay.
I like it.
I like the original was dope. The original was probably the best movie. Two, it would have been good, but it's like at the end when he faced the Samurai, it's like he cut off the claws. After that, I cut the movie off. I was like, yo, I'm done. I ain't even watching the rest.
Hey, Elwood, I'm with you because I actually thought it was stupid. Like, my part is, I thought they should have ended the movie as soon as he got his feeling factor back. Outside of that, like, they should have just ended the movie. But no, they went first. Yeah.
Like the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like they took his healing factor away. It's like, what are y'all, like, y'all trying to make this dude vulnerable. Like, I understand he's pretty more unstoppable. You know, so especially when he gets that berserker, he's pretty much unstoppable. I mean, he took on the whole Foot Clan and wiped them away. But like I said, the first one was my favorite movie. Like I said, old Logan, it grew me. I had to watch it like 2 or 3 more times, but it finally grew on me, and I enjoyed it. But I could have been.
Yeah, I like Logan. I didn't like that one where the one he went to Japan or whatever. I didn't like that movie at all.
The Wolverine.
The Wolverine. I didn't like it at all. And I guess, but I could be maybe a little bit biased or maybe unbiased. I don't know. But like, since y'all are like fans, I thought maybe y'all might have a different like take on it than I would. Like,
go ahead.
No, I'm saying, obviously, I like Wolverine, but since y'all have more of a, I guess, y'all like it, like he's like your favorite. So I wasn't sure if y'all like knew more stuff about his like upbringing in the comics and stuff like that, if stuff like contradicted or whatever. Like, I don't know all that.
Well, all of them, all of them deviate from the movies. I mean, all of them deviate from the comics because you want to put their own spin on it for mainstream stuff. Yeah. But what I was going to say was, to be perfectly honest, like, personally, I don't think any of the X movies are good, because I think the reason why I don't think they're good is because I don't think they really give what you really want for an X-Men movie. Because I think that the first one almost does it, the second one kind of does it, but it's like an almost kind of thing. And then, like, I just don't like the fact that all of them wearing the same outfit too, because I think part of the reason why you got to be individuals, and they don't let them be individuals. It's like they're a team, but they still wear different things. Look at the Avengers. The Avengers are wearing different things. They're not wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
So, like,
I mean, the last was wearing kind of the same thing, but you're right. Yeah. I the first X-Men movie, I was like, okay, Wolverine's coming in. Like, okay, you introducing Wolverine, and he's getting introduced to the X-Men, stuff like that. And they kind of make like little stinks about his outfit. Like, the first one is when he puts on, their uniform, and he don't like it, and Cyclops asks him, would you rather wear yellow spandex? And then the next one is in the Wolverine. At the end, she gives him this, like, he opens up the case and he sees the suit. Like, yes, you never see him put it on. Like, neither through the whole any of the X-Men or Wolverine movies, like, you never see him put them on or anything like that, or anything remotely to it.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah, that's a really good point too, JayRow. Like, I really would have liked to see. I didn't think about it at the time, but now that you brought it up, yeah, I think it would have been dope to see all of them in their typical classic like X-Men type gear. Even like Storm, like, even if they want to do like a new revamped version of her outfit, like, but still to have her, like, I guess in solid white or that kind of like garb would have been dope.
Just to make them look different, like, just to make them be individuals but still team. Right. Like, you can put the X on them and it stands for team. I just think that I think Disney's gonna probably do their movies better than the way Fox did it, because I think Fox was just looking for something like honestly cheap, because I just thought they were they wanted it to be like easier to make the toys and merchandise stuff. Like, I just think it would be easier. I thought it was easier if we're gonna do it that way.
I can see that.
I did like the fact that, especially in the first one when they had Saber, I didn't like that Sabretooth, but I like, especially the first Wolverine, that Sabretooth, like how they kind of made him more stronger,
a lot better,
major, character than in the first one, whatever.
Yeah.
The first one didn't say anything.
Yeah, even in the original show, he won't the strongest villain, but he wasn't a mindless person just doing the business.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm with you on that. I think, and then like for me, it just takes away from the movie when it's just basically Magneto. There's other villains in the X-Men outside of Magneto that you could have. I feel like Magneto is a big boss character. You don't have to. He should have been the first villain they fought in the first movie.
But I mean, if you're introducing the first movie, I get it. You gotta have the most probably one most iconic main villains of the X-Men is Magneto. If you're not gonna do him, then the next person after that would be maybe Mr. Sinister, if not Apocalypse. But then, like I said, Apocalypse is one of those like big time major bosses. Like if you're gonna end like the series, then I guess end it with him.
Yeah. I thought they were going to do the Sentinels. That's what I was hoping for. When I first heard they were going to do an X-Men movie like that, I thought it was just going to be the Sentinels, like how the show was.
Yeah, I thought that too. I definitely thought that too.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that when we saw it as kids back in the day, that it wasn't like, oh man, X-Men on the big screen, oh snap. What I'm saying is like, it just like when you're looking at it in hindsight now, it's like that's part of the reason why we're saying that it was misses there.
Yeah, I agree with that. I actually like the movies. I know you said you didn't, JayRow, but I actually like the movies. But to your point, the older I get, the more I look back on it, I am seeing like more and more stuff that I'm just like, yeah, that wasn't it. Like I get why everybody hated 3. Like I get it. Like 3 had a lot of stuff. I think before at the time when it dropped though, I think because it also had a lot of things that I hadn't seen yet, it kind of balanced out for me. Like I was so excited to see Juggernaut, even though they didn't do him the right way. I was so excited to see him that I liked him being in it, and I liked seeing multiple men in it. Like there was so much. Shadowcat got her like shine on in that movie. Yeah. There's a lot that happened in that movie that I was like, and a lot of dope scenes I feel like in that movie that I thought was dope too. But I mean, yeah, it had a lot of other stuff in it too, a lot of bad stuff, but it had a lot of dope stuff too. So I feel like for me it kind of balanced out. But I get why a lot of people hated that movie though. Yeah, I liked all of them up until recently.
My bad. Go ahead, Crump.
No, I was say up until recently. The last like 2, like the Phoenix one, and I didn't really care for the Apocalypse one either. I thought that was kind of bad too. Yeah, it was kind of trash. But I liked all of them up until I said last 2, maybe 3. Yeah.
I don't know what everybody's stand against X-Men 3 was, but I think that was a phenomenal movie. Like, they were on to something when they made that one. Like they should have like took the blueprint from that and kept going, because that was phenomenal to me.
Yeah, I really like it too.
Like, you know what? Let's I'm gonna do this, Crump. You'll like where I'm going with this. Elwin, we will give you a whole episode for just to tell the world why X-Men 3 was a great movie. We won't interrupt you. We won't say anything. We just want you to be able to just speak just speak it out. Just let it all flow. We want you to. We're gonna give you the floor. We're gonna just soon as the episode starts, we're gonna be like, hey, this is Black Uchiha. He's gonna tell the world why X-Men 3 was one of the best movies of all time. And we're just gonna let you go. We won't stop you. We're gonna just ask you questions. We won't say a word.
Oh, I don't even need a whole episode. I can do that in a few minutes.
We can't. We'll run out of time now. But I'm saying like just because I don't want that to be like a 4-minute thing. I genuinely want to know, because I'm always wanting to know, and I've never asked all the questions I wanted to ask you, but I really want to. And I'm telling you, man, this is gonna be crazy, because part of the reason why I want to do this is because this has been going on for years. This dude has said for years that X-Men 3 is great. It is. I know little bits and pieces because I kind of have an idea, but I want him to say it. I just want him to say it because I want him to be able to do it. Because here's the thing, I don't agree with him. I actually think it's horrible. It's one of the worst Marvel movies of all time. But at the end of the day, it ain't for me to say. I want him to say it. I want him to tell the world why this movie was so good. And I'm going to give him the whole floor. We're just going to let him do
it. You can't say it's the worst because that Hulk movie was terrible.
Which one?
Hulk movie. The first one. That movie was terrible.
Oh, the one with Eric Bana. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was.
It was only one, wasn't it? It was just
no,
one.
It was two. It was just two. That one and Edward Norton. Edward Norton did one. That's when the first one. Abomination.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I tell you the truth. Both of them suck.
I actually like the one with Abomination.
Yeah, Abomination was straight. The first one definitely sucked.
The movie Abomination.
But yeah, guys, keep a lookout for this. This is going to be a very fun episode that's coming up. Black Uchiha's take on X-Men 3.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this because I actually have some pretty strong opinions about X3 too. So I can't wait to. I'm actually really looking forward to this.
It's gonna be good education for the world. Like I'm gonna tell you pointers that not even for. It's gonna be some pointers as far as bad leadership versus good leadership.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, get your popcorn ready, get your wine ready. We're gonna hear it. We're gonna hear the words of wisdom from the great Black Uchiha. So hey, we're gonna hear it. We're gonna hear. Let's see if you convince the world. Let's see if you can convince the world your take is the best take. So we're gonna see. So is there anything we can say before we wrap up tonight about this X-Men conversation?
All I can say is, just check out Wolverine's movies. Go back and review. Just go back and review the tape.
Like I said, the last few kind of let me down. Like I said, the last two kind of let me down. So I kind of hope if they do a new one soon, they kind of take it in a good direction. I mean, I kind of already feel like they kind of got the whole Deadpool thing going and everything. So that I feel like there's room for it to kind of spin in the right direction. And I don't know what they're gonna do with the whole Sony and all that kind of stuff because obviously Scarlet Witch is a big factor right now. So I kind of disappointed that they really didn't pull. And I get like licensing and all that kind of stuff, but I kind of don't like the fact that they hardly really even mention like Magneto or like. I mean, they do mention Quicksilver, but not. It's weird. I don't know, but I hope when the next one come out, I hope they do it justice. I hope they kind of bring it back because the last 2 or 3 movies kind of to me let me down.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I do think that it's gonna be very interesting to see what Disney's gonna pull out their hats for this. And I mean, we're gonna be anticipating waiting for some good movies, good quality movies like they did with the Avengers and other Marvel licensed movies. Yeah. Well, thanks again, everyone, for another edition of the Nerds Light Podcast. It's been a great episode. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Yeah.